Alright, wow. First of all, I gotta say, that was a crazy game to watch from start to finish. Had the playoff vibe as expected with the intensity and the hits and just the overall back and forth of the game. Two teams that were deadlocked going into it, the Canucks with one game in hand. So the implications in regards to who's gonna actually make it to the playoffs were huge. And look, you obviously saw what happened at the end of that game. I'm not thrilled, as expected, but I gotta hand it to the Blues. They played a really strong game, and they definitely deserve to be where they're at, clawing their way back into a wildcard spot after being down and out at the start of the Four Nations face-off. So respect to them. You know, it does suck that you can get the 2 points, but at the end of the day, the point that you did get, you escaped with, is a massive silver lining. You had 2 seconds to go, so that definitely makes it at least a little bit better. Yes, you did have the lead in the third period, which you gave up. Another thing we'll get into, but before we get to that, let's talk about the first period of play in this big Western Conference wildcard matchup. Early, the Canucks had a good couple first shifts, but then the Blues, for about 3/4 of that period, completely took over. They looked a lot more energized, they had the pressure, but Lankinen was up to the task, keeping the Canucks in it, who were honestly just trying to survive out there. But regardless, I was pretty impressed with how Jim Montgomery had the Blues going. They honestly look like a much faster team than I remember, very good off the rush, but the Canucks come out unscathed 0-0 at the first intermission. In the second period, the Canucks looked a lot better. Nils Amon hit the post and was very close to giving the Vancouver Canucks the lead. The play was a little bit more even in this period, but the Blues late have a chance and they make it count. It's Sundqvist with a spin-around shot, tips off of Hughes and Bolduc, and finds its way past Lankinen, giving the Blues a 1-0 lead. And to be honest, that's all that really happened in the second period. The third is where things get really interesting. Early on in the third, the Canucks strike and tie the game up. It's Sherwood with a shot here, a pass from Hronek, and it gets by a screen Binnington, tying the game up 1-1. Very big goal right there. Shortly after that, though, it's Brock Boeser who walks in on a seemingly pretty harmless play, but gets a wrister by Jordan Binnington, and just like that, the Vancouver Canucks have themselves a 2-1 lead in a matter of a couple of minutes. But still, at this point, it was far from over, and a hockey game can change just like that. Following a bit of a surprising icing call, the Blues get an offensive zone face-off. They win it, and they have a shot, deflects off of someone, and gets by Lankinen. 2-2 game, but just after that, the Blues come straight back. Puck is centered, and Dylan Holloway gets it by Lankinen. Not too sure what Myers is thinking here. Hughes has this guy pretty well, and his guy is alone in front. But it's alright, Myers hasn't been playing that bad as of late, other than that bit of a slip-up. So the Blues have a 3-2 lead, and it's looking pretty bleak for the Vancouver Canucks, who have pulled the goalie. Under 10 seconds to go, Pettersson with a beautiful pass across to Brock Boeser, and despite all odds, he gets it by Binnington on the short side. Beats him to make it a 3-3 game. I couldn't believe it. I don't think any Canucks fan could believe it, but the game was tied, and we were headed to overtime. In overtime, the Canucks with a 2-on-1 chance to win the game, but it's a save there by Binnington, and then the Blues right back have a very close call here, as they have a wraparound, and Lankinen with a goal line save just barely keeps it out. They reviewed it, but it didn't go in, so the game keeps going. Canucks here, though, absolutely fumble this one. It's Pettersson who kind of mishandles the puck, and then Jake DeBrusk goes off for a change. Blues quickly up the ice. Broberg gets a pass from Schenn and dekes around Lankinen and puts it on the open side, and the Blues win it 4-3 in overtime. A fantastic game. I would have liked to see a better play from the Canucks there in overtime, be a bit more responsible, not giving that many odd man rushes up for nothing. But I can't complain too much, it was very fun to watch. Credit to the Blues, they played a good game, and we'll see what happens at the end of this wildcard race. I'm sure it will be down to the finish, a very close one. Regardless, that's all for me in this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Canucks and the Rangers on Saturday. Shout out to my man, Nothing Is Perfect, just became a channel member. Be sure to check him out, he streams all the Canucks games, he's very good at what he does. I will be on his show. But anyways, I'll see you all, peace out, and take care.